It's going to be the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers as our host Australia will take on Gilas Filipinas. And a huge welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching. Welcome to the RAC Arena as Australia will look to wrap things up here in Group A and go undefeated if they can defeat Gilas Filipinas. Well, New Zealand, of course, a very big victory for them against Guam, winning 129-75, but they had a first encounter, an overtime nail-biter against the Philippines. Australia beginning window 3 with also a big win against Guam. Well, New Zealand and Guam have finished all their games. Guam going winless in this group. Australia, as mentioned, could become one of only few teams to remain undefeated in the first round in windows 1, 2, and 3. While both, well, let's now listen to the local entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the land of the Nyunga people. I'm honored to be standing here today, and I pay my respects during NAIDOC Week to my ancestors, both past, present, and emerging. I extend that respect to all people here today, and I acknowledge the traditional owners that are the Nyunga people. I invite the good spirit to be here with us today, to watch over us, to take care of us, to nurture us. If I could get you to join together in clapping your hands for the celebration dance of Nyambi. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your NAIDOC Week. Bordoan Nichanyonga Boyza.
Thank you, Izzy.
Oh, what a beautiful moment now in international basketball, and a big shout out to the traditional ceremony featuring Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander traditions, welcoming everybody to the ancestral lands. And that is the beauty of international basketball. And a big thank you to the local organizing committee here in the city of Perth.
Number 4, Ron J.
And now it's time to introduce the key players in both teams. And like I said, this is going to be an exciting matchup. Both teams, oh, you got to think about it, Philippines. Last time they ever defeated Australia in a FIBA international match was back in 1974 at the FIBA World Championship. And those were the days of Robert Jaworski. In the case of Australia, it was about Ed Palavinskas. Well, it's been a very long time indeed. Because that is very long to say the very least, but you look at this Gilas lineup, you got AJ Edu, Carl Tamayo coming out. Now, no Justin Brownlee tonight, as he, of course, sustained an injury at the end of the PBA playoffs. So, head coach Tim Cohen of Barangay Ginebra is going to have to try to make way without a superstar player. Well, you look at this Australian team, and number 4 getting ready to come out for them is Tyrese Proctor. Of course, played with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA. There's Angus Glover. This team, of course, featuring so many talented players. Rain Smith, Wani Swakalu Bullock, Bryce Cotton, and Josh Bannon. But I think a lot of notice, a lot of attention is probably going to go to number 17, Jack McVeigh. McVeigh is one of their most experienced players, but I would say this Australian team on any given day could probably mix it in with the best of the rest internationally. Well, there is Jack McVeigh, played at the University of Nebraska, leaving in 2018. One short season playing with the Houston Rockets in the NBA. And he knows too well that this is going to be a very tough challenge.
Number 50, another hometown hero, David Okwara.
Well, Okwara, of course, getting his chance along with number 55, Mitch Creek, the legend of this team. And Australia, currently coached by Adam Caphorn, assisted by Dean Vickerman. Well, now we're going to stand for the national anthems of these two beautiful countries of the Philippines and Australia.
National anthem of the Philippines. Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of Australia.
National anthems of both the Philippines and Australia have indeed been sung, and now players coming center court to shake hands with each other. Much respected, paid homage at due. Well, now it's time to introduce four very important people for tonight's game, and those are three referees and one commissioner and technical delegate. Well, we have Takaki Katsu from Japan, Chuen Ling Long from Singapore, and Zhang Wen'an coming from China. So big thank you to all of our officials who've done a magnificent job in all of our competitions, and they'll continue to do a great job here tonight. Very shortly, we will take a look at the starting fives, and we'll begin with Gilas Pilipinas. So Mikey Phillips is the one player who hasn't played in either the PBA or any pro league outside the Philippines. Ajay Abedientos, along with Dwight Ramos, Kevin Kiambao, who's currently in the Korean Basketball League, and AJ Edu is off the back of another successful season in Japan. Well, Barangay Ginebra's finest, and his story, his journey to coaching in the Philippines. Tim Cone, moving as an expat as a kid, due to his father being an international businessman and pretty much raised in the Philippines, speaking both English and Tagalog. But he's a PBA legend of a coach. Meanwhile, for the Boomers, well, we're going to see what kind of lineup we're going to see here from head coach Adam Koppel. And so you see Tyrese Proctor of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jack McVeigh, as well as Mitch Creek, two former NBA players, along with Alexander Condon and Teron Armstrong. That's still a very strong lineup. The head coach, Adam Koppel, who's also currently an assistant coach in the NBA, currently with the Washington Wizards. Well, his journey into the NBA began via the G League in 2021 when he started with the Long Island Nets. And then after 2022, he moved in as an assistant. He's also got quite a hell of a coaching staff. The likes of Dean Vickerman is one of the legends of the NBL. And Dean Vickerman, his assistant coach, will be heading to Japan next year to take on new role of the defending champions of Japan's B League, Nagasaki Velka. Let's talk about legendary assistant coach. There's Wong Wichiko just on the right at the back there, the assistant coach under Tim Cone. But this is going to be a monumental test for the Philippines, no doubt. Like I said, the Philippines, they haven't defeated. Well, let's give a shout out and a big thank you to our official sponsor for tonight's game, Tissot. The Tissot countdown to tip-off is now underway. And a big thank you to Tissot for a magnificent collaboration and partnership with FIBA International Basketball for many decades. And may it forever continue. Well, Dwight Ramos. It was a successful year for Levenga Hokkaido in Japan. They just fell short of making to the playoffs. While his teammate, Keisei Tominaga, currently up in his final game in Window 3 for Japan as they take on China in Goyang, Korea. Well, you gotta love it when these two teams come together. Of course, Australia had a big victory at the Mall of Asia in the second window. There's no Justin Brownlee tonight for Gilas Pilipinas. Mikey Phillips coming into the lineup. AJ Edu, Kevin Kiambao. So no Juma Fajardo in the starting five. So a lot of responsibility is putting on the shoulders, I should say, of AJ Edu. We know how great Australia are, but we also know that Gilas Pilipinas, this team does know how to mix it with the best. Welcome everybody live at the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia, 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. It will be Australia with the first possession. They want to go inside the paints. Val's got a tough duty tonight. He's going to have to play on the perimeter. There's an early penetration, and Mikey Phillips left exposed, and that's going to be an ab one to Mitch Creek. Well, Mitch Creek just went straight for the penetration. Nobody in help side defense. And that's way too easy for the Boomers. Well, Mitch Creek, formerly of the Brooklyn Nets. He's another man who's had an outstanding professional career. He spent last season playing in Romania. Prior to that, he was playing in Turkey for Trabzonspor. Converts a three-point play. Now already Australia looking on the full court man-to-man defense. Something Gillis is going to have to try to get the best out of RJ Abedientos. Now listen to the reaction. Dwight Ramos, quite clearly a fan favorite with Filipino fans all over the world. It's not naturally a point guard. He's going to have to play that role tonight. Now they also do have Juan Gomez de Leano to come off the bench. Time winding down. Ramos has got to go here. Kim Bow's got to put up a tough contested three and buries the first 3 points for Gilas Pilipinas. Well, Australia will be happy with that because they defended that one. That's a tough shot for the Philippines. Australia want to go for a quick three. It's not going to cut it. As AJ Edu preventing the offensive rebound as Gilas can't take the lead early. You've got to get into a quick set. Trying to run things with RJ Barrientos, but dealing with this intense man-to-man pressure. Reggie trying to kick out to Kevin Kiambao. Kiambao's telling him to go to work. I think Kevin Kiambao's got a flash to make himself available. Miscommunication between Kiambao and AJ Edu. Well, Mitch Creek will walk himself into a three-pointer, and the defense went under the screen, and they pay the price. Mikey Phillips has got to realize this is no longer the development league, because he plays in the PBA D League. But right here, I mean, look at this. Nobody picking up Mitch Creek. Phillips got to stay with him. That's a former NBA player. Once again, having to play pressure reliever. Is this the play? That's going to be an 8-second violation. Abedientos, he's got to get over the halfway line. This Gilas disappointed to lose to New Zealand in overtime, but this is Australia. This is one of the very best teams in the world. This is National Federation. Has so many players they can rely on to go to in any window, and they're all very elite. Already 2 turnovers for the Philippines. Little post move, little back down by Jack McVeigh. That's not going to go. Still the Philippines unable to get the ball to Abedientos. Their primary point guard, Mikey Phillips. Now looking to ISO. It's teardrop, not a bad move, and that's a good take by Mike Phillips. And he's got the potential. Philippines switching on the ball screens. It's a tough little mid-range, unable to connect. Phillips coming up with a big board. It's got to be something he continuously does tonight. Now Ramos. There's a contact, but that foul is going to be called on the ground. Both teams already with 2 field goals. And that's going to be Australia's first team foul here in the first few minutes. You know Tyrese Proctor is going to be a scoring factor tonight here for Australia, but that time Ramos getting the better of Taron Armstrong. Ramos, a little hesitation. Finds Kiambao. A little floater goes flying, and nobody going in for an offensive board. And now here comes Australia. Ball goes in, has to kick out. Good ball movement. Proctor, pump fakes. Now steps into a three. Again, Australia, another offensive board. But how easy is that for Mitch Creek? Well, it's Philippines 5, Mitch Creek 8. Second chance points. You know that's going to be something. The Boomers are going to fight for every possession. 3-point lead currently to Australia. Philippines trying to build something. Time is winding down for Abedientos. Kimbal's made 1 3, and he goes for another one. Well, he has struggled with his three-point shooting since playing for Gilas Filipinas. But now he opens up with 2 3-pointers. That will build his confidence as now Aussies go for another one. Phillips does his job, prevents another offensive board. So far, very feisty physical start from both teams. Kimbal, the De La Salle superstar of the UAP. Now Betty Endelson in the corner. They just need to send one player to contest him for second chances. Great work by Alexander Condon. We go for that pick and pop. Mitch Creek again in the lane. That time missing. Condon tries a battle. Creek just wants it a little bit more. And that's just something you cannot teach. They say offensive rebounding is a will, not a skill. Oh, great hesitation. A beautiful move to the bucket. Well, you saw that from Taron Armstrong. Just invited the defense to take a step forward, and then he went right by them. Still a 2-point lead to the Australians. Kimbal's made 2 threes. Nearly got a third one as it rattles in and out. Again, the Boomers extend to a 2-possession lead. Evans wide open. Good hands by Dwight Rounds. That goes out of bounds, but Australia will retain it on the baseline. So triple change coming in for the Aussies at the moment. Well, big fan favorite Bryce Cotton into the game, as well as Keanu Pinda. Well, the Philippines getting ready for a double change himself, so Kyle Tamayo will come into the game. Looks like Dwight Ramos and Ajay Barrientos are going to take out so Juan Gomez de Liano, who had a very productive night from the three-point line against New Zealand. We'll check into the lineup. 5:01 to go here in the first quarter. Another wide open, uncontested three-point straight off the bench. Oh, Bryce Cotton just got set so quickly. It's always been an issue here with the Philippines. Too many uncontested wide open looks they've given away whenever they played against Australia's Angus Glover, nearly coming up with a steal. Both teams currently 2 3-point field goals. Australia have attempted 5. Mikey Phillips trying to ISO, but that's good defense. Now Kyle Tamayo straight off the bench. AJ Edu battles for it, and that is going to be a set. Oh no, they've called this on AJ Edu. Well, great work by Keanu Pinda. Let's have a look here. There's a three-pointer by Kyle Tamayo. That's tough. You can't quite see from that replay, but the insinuation is that AJ Edu, I guess, maybe it had an arm locked on to Keanu Pinda. As Josh Bannon will sub into the game. Australia already making 4 rotations quite early on. Josh Bannon, the most recent, now goes into paint. It's just simple basketball being exhibited by the Boomers. Well, the former CSP Limoges player was spent last season playing with the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. Now he'll be going to Italy next season to play for Pallacanestro Trieste. 7-point lead to the Boomers. Kyle Tamayo trying to make a pass right there to Kevin Kimball, but Alex Glover's got hands in the passing lanes. Well, Troy Rosario's into the game. Now, Troy Rosario has actually played for the Philippines in a FIBA Basketball World Cup, but back in 2019 in the group stage in Foshan, China. Was currently with Barangay Ginebra in the PBA. Kimball. Got to make something happen. Time is winding down. Well, it's a bullet pass. It's going to be a turnover. And now here come the Aussies. Not going to go for a quick shot unless it's a high percentage look. Pinda goes baseline. A lot of contact. Bit of bully basketball. And Keanu Pinda will go to the free throw line. Well, young players, have a look at the replay of Keanu Pinda. Soon as he got it in the paint, it's an inside reverse pivot. One dribble bump. And just uses the bank. Very high IQ play by Keanu Pinda. Spent last season playing in Japan with the Akita Northern Happy Nets. Because prior to that, he was playing in China Also had a very brief experience in Europe where he played in Poland, also played in Spain for Fuenlabrada. Well, the Kraken has been unleashed. He's the greatest player in the history of the Philippines Basketball Association. Juma Fajardo is now in the lineup. Kinder unable to get the three-point play. Still a 9-point lead here to the Aussies. Well, Juan Gomez de Leano too casual with it, and that's going to be a foul. And that will be the final team foul for Gilas to give away. See, a lot of people have talked about where Gilas first qualified for the World Cup in 2014 after a very long time away. They hadn't been to a World Cup since they hosted back until 1978. And you go back, they had three solid point guards. They had Jason Castro, the Blur, Jimmy Alapag, former Sacramento Kings assistant coach, and L.A. Tenorio. And I'd say that is a position they've probably lacked ever since. They've never really had that solid floor general. As Bryce Cotton, again, another three-pointer. Well, no communication. The back screen was set against Juan Gomez de Leano. I mean, you'll see it right here. Juan Gomez de Leano, a back screen, no talk. And he's left wide open. And the switch is too late in time from Dwight Ramos. And Australia right now dominating this game on both ends of the floor. A timeout is going to be called by Tim Cone. Dominant beginning. It's a 14-point lead. Australia 22, Gilas Pilipinas 8. We'll head down to Gilas' bench to find out what Tim Cone is going to say to his players.
You're better than this. We're better than this. We can handle the ball against these guys. We're not doing anything we're supposed to do. Ball goes out. What'd you guys do? You broke out. You didn't come together and confuse them on the play. All right? All right? And you, when you take the ball out, you got to be running back and forth, not just standing in one spot. You got to get that ball in. And you can't keep coming back to the ball to get it and now fight your way out. You got to break out. The outlet's got to be there. Don't run to the outlet. All right? Then on defense. Stay together. 45. We're switching. 45. Together on three. 1, 2, 3.
A 14-point lead currently here to the Boomers. You heard those words in that timeout from head coach Tim Cone. They've got to take care of the basketball. Well, the change is now Wani Swakalubuluk is in. It's another turnover. And now Numbers on self. Glover goes in and throws it down with two hands. If you ever want to talk about efficiency, the Boomers know how to convert turnovers into fast break points. It's clearly quite evident. Almost getting past two defenders. Goes all the way, unable to finish as Juma Fajardo comes in with a follow-up. Well, they can win more second chance points. That's going to get Gilas back into this one, but still they trail by 14. Dribble handoff. Cotton's made 2 threes, just has too much time for another one. And when are they going to learn their lesson? 3, open, uncontested 3 for Bryce Cotton. A play of that greatness, well, Bryce, you just got to keep shooting them. They're going to keep letting you take it from the perimeter. Make them pay. 17-point lead currently here to Australia. Juan Gomez de Leano. Finds Carl Tamayo. Finds a bit of separation. Tries another 3. And it's tipped in. I'm imagining there, I think, Dwight Ram. Oh, no. It was Troy Rosario maybe, but it looks like it's going to be Juma Fajardo. Still 15 points. Now Gilas switching. Pushing passing here from the Boomers. They'll try another 3. Again, look at the athleticism. Just towering for the offensive board by Josh Bannon. And Bannon goes in, and Bannon will get another round 1. Well, it's just tough as nails. It's just, I want this game a little bit more than you. It's a mentality. Ajay Barrientos checks back in here for Juan Gomez de Leano. The change for the Boomers is Wani Swakalobuluk. We'll check out of the game. He played in the FIBA Intercontinental Cup only last summer. He was playing, of course, with Jason Tatum's father. It's going to be a lane violation, so Australia will get another free throw. 1:34 to go here in the first quarter. Three-point play converted by Bannon. Coach Carpone happy with what he sees so far, looking to remain undefeated. This is better now from Gillis, but they turn it over again. Well, Gillis just cannot deal with the full court pressure. And I think probably one way to alleviate this is probably to send Carl Tamayo to the middle to be a pressure reliever. Have Troy Rosario inbound it, because quite clearly, Dwight Ramos and Ajay Barrientos, they've just had the wind knocked out of them from this full court man-to-man defense. As Jack McVay, former Houston Rocket, getting ready to sub back into the game. It's going to be a provisional substitution. Now Chris Newsom of the Morocco Bolts is going to sub in for Ajay Barrientos. The Australians now 3 out of 4 from the free throw line. They've only committed one team foul. I mean, that's impressive considering how physical they are. But look at this jam-packed arena, this RAC arena in Perth, Australia. And no doubt, many Filipinos rocking into the building. Now, if he misses, this could be a lane violation. Well, they go for another three. Unable to connect. And this time, Gillis coming up with a rebound. Have to deal with the pressure. Rosario trying to find a nice little backdoor cut and a beautiful layup. Well, the two players who played at the 2019 Basketball World Cup in Foshan, China, Juma Fajardo and Troy Rosario, connect together to cut it down to 17. Do some switching. It's going to be a long two-pointer, and Bryce Cotton is on fire at the moment. You might as well face guard him. Apply any help side defense if he doesn't have the ball in his hands. That's 14 points in 4 minutes. Incredible. And it's going to be a foul against the Australians. 39.4. The foul's going to be against Rain Smith. So finally, Jack McVay comes in for Josh Bannon. Now, here's another look at the foul here. Smith switching. It's a bit of a coming together between him and Dwight Ramos. Now the officials, I believe, may be just going to the monitor to find out if this needs to be upgraded, but I would be very surprised here. Oh, we have a Barangay Ginebra fan behind the officiating table. Barangay Ginebra, it's where the never say die mentality comes from. Yeah, your moment, young man. Because speaking of Barangay Ginebra, never say die, I said in the pregame that the last time the Philippines had defeated defeated Australia in a FIBA match was at the 1974 FIBA Basketball World Cup. It was 102-101. And Robert Jaworski, the Barangay Ginebra, was at that time the star player. The key player for Australia is Ed Pavlovinskas. He's a legendary Australian coach, probably the first Australian to be drafted into the NBA, but never actually went and played in the NBA. And in 2000-2001, he was the free throw shooting coach for Shaquille O'Neal. Let's now look at some of the highlights here from Bryce Cotton. 14 points, hasn't missed a shot so far. Look at that. Troy Rosario just steps off too much. They both go under. That's a big mistake against Bryce Cotton, I can tell you that. Well, it wasn't because of the foul they were reviewing. They were trying to look at the shot by Bryce Cotton to figure out if it was a 3 or a 2. Bryce Cotton, formerly of the Utah Jazz, Phoenix Suns, and Memphis Grizzlies. Currently with the Adelaide 36ers. That's another tough shot, an offensive rebound. Rejection time Well, Pinda said no in my house. Well, not in my house, excuse me. 19-point lead. 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock. As Tyrese Proctor. Proctor off one screen, trying to find Pinda. Oh, Jumar Fajardo just repays the favor and sends Proctor into the baseline. 5 seconds left here for Australia. Have to get it inbound and go quickly. They find Pinda. Spots up for an uncontested three. Oh, a bit of time here for the Philippines. Gotta go quickly. Ramos from the logo goes up, and it's off the bank, and it won't count. 19-point lead to Australia. Final game of window number 3 in the first round of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. We're live here at the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. So we'll take a look at the stats very soon, but I think the worry inside at the moment for Gila, 7 turnovers. And Australia's defense, it has been imperious, unstoppable. The Aussies currently 4 out of 10 from the three-point line, 9 out of 14 from within inside the rainbow. But it's the damage they've done with 16 points in the paint and converting 13 points from the 7 turnovers. Both teams came out the flanks. Kevin Kiambao, the former De La Salle University player, now in the KBL with 2 3-point field goals. But Mitch Creek, again, Gilas. It's not the PBA. You've got to make sure you put pressure up against these elite 3-point shooters. It was AJ Edu finding RJ Barrientos. And again, Kevin Kiambao. Second 3-pointer for him. This time he had a hand in his face like he did on both threes. But it didn't take long for the Boomers. As soon as they brought Adelaide 36's Bryce Cotton into the game, he decided to cook things up. And it was Angus Glover finding Bannon. Well, Bannon had one successful season playing in France with CSP Limoges, but Cotton again, 14 points in 4 minutes. Stealth basketball by the former NBA player. And here was another turnover. Look at this unselfish. Finding Glover with a 2-handed jam. Well, so far it's all been the Boomers. Australia, one of the best teams in world basketball. Well, we're nearing the end of what has been a very successful window here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers, and fans, scan the QR code to access the login to Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. Courtside 1891. Well, Chris Newsom is going to start in the backcourt along with Dwight Ramos. Welcome back, everybody, live here in Perth, Australia. Final game here in window 3 of the Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Armstrong having defensive duty against Chris Newsom. Fajardo getting bumped. It's going to be a foul against Alexander Condon. It's a bump and a push. Kimball was wide open. I didn't make the 3-pointer, but we'll definitely want to get him more looks from the perimeter. Ramos curls the screen. We found Newsom. Little bump, goes up with it, and finally gets one to drop. Good take by Dwight Ramos. Still, it's a 17-point margin. Boomers currently with Armstrong, Proctor, Glover, Condon, and Creek on the floor. A foul is going to be called against Chris Newsom. It's a very much unnecessary play. Because in his first game in the 2025 BCL Asia, Chris Newsom, he fouled out, but it's a good player, but he's got to remain in there. Proctor, little step back, goes for it. Glover tried to save it. Gilas comes up with it. Now they have numbers. Ramos finds Newsom. Tries to go all the way, unable to finish, in a wasted transition for the Philippines. Well, they had numbers, but Australia sprinting back to the paint. So possession does go back to the Aussies. Now Newsom trying to pick up. Taron Armstrong full court. Australians have yet to commit. Well, that's actually their first turnover, as we just saw, but Fajardo gambled. Phillips has got to recover. Armstrong thinks about it. Again, just too much space for another three. But Phillips comes in with a rebound. Well, when he's on the floor, you can see Australia don't get as many second chance points as they like. Well, Alexander Condon reaching in, so that's going to be a second team foul against Australia. Sideline possession coming up. Well, that's a foul any day of the week. Any day that ends in a Y. So Alexander Condon should have no arguments there whatsoever. They've got to get it inbound. Phillips finding Jumar Fajardo. Kraken, can he go to work? He's got all the space in the world. Kraken's got it back down, but he's been pushed away. Lisa finds a bit of separation. Little pull-up. And another foul's going to be called. I think that's going to be on Alexander Condon again. Well, Jumar's got to know if the lane is wide open. Big man, just back down. Go to work. So Australia now with only one foul to give, and we haven't played 2 minutes. Josh Bannon will come back in. Alexander Condon will go to the bench as he does pick up 3 fouls. Ramos. Dealing with the heavy pressure at the moment. Has to go for a tough turnaround. It's just not good enough. Goes out of bounds. Gillis just can't build anything in their offense. Just too much space, not enough movement, not enough ball screens. Armstrong just trying to beat and get around Chris Newsom. It's now Proctor. Everybody touching the ball is now Glover fires the 3. Phillips again preventing another offensive board. He's done a great job. 5 rebounds for Mikey Phillips here in the first half. Now looking to attack. Australia switching everything at the moment. So that's going to be the 4th and final team foul. But I still look at Gillis's offense. The ball just stays in the hand too long of whoever has it. So I think if you don't have a good isolation, either somebody's got to come up and set him a screen or he's got to get rid of it. Because at the moment, you can see every player not defending the ball for the Boomers. Everyone just static. Let's see what Philippines can build here. There's a switch again from Australia. It's a 1 through 5 switching, and time is winding down. Kim Bao's got to go to work. We'll find separation, step back. It's just not good enough. It's not going. Well, they save it. Good hustle. Phillips, can he go up with it? Finding Ramos in the paint. 3 consecutive plays, no points hit. Ramos puts up another 3, and it's just the same story. And now here comes Australia. A beautiful pass, finds out to the perimeter. That 3's way off the mark. 6 rebounds now for Mike Phillips. And both teams going through a barren spell of play offensively. There's some calling for the screen. Fajardo taking his time to get there. Again, Australia switching. Fajardo in the paint. Finds Ramos. And that's much better. Well, they set a screen. They went for a dump down. And Ramos made the baseline cut. And Coach Capone of Australia's got a cool timeout. It's been a tough segment the last few minutes from both these two teams. But it is now cut down to a 15-point deficit. We'll head down to the Boomers bench to find out what Coach Capone's going to say to his players. I don't think he can complain of how well his team have executed. It's just the end product hasn't been there. They've yet to get something here productive. As long as you're building high percentage looks, I mean, that's all you can ask for at the moment. It's been 52 long years since the Philippines have beaten Australia in any FIBA international competitive matchup. 1974, that's when it was, when William Adornado, Robert Jaworski, and Manuel Paner led them to that 102-101 victory. Australia holding on to a 15-point cushion. Armstrong just trying to keep this under control. Inside the paint, unable to finish. Another offensive board, and a foul is going to be given. It's 7 offensive rebounds now here for the Boomers. Mikey Phillips is doing his job trying to keep Alex Glover from the weak side. Now, here's a problem for the Philippines. Bryce Cotton back into the lineup. Bannon now back at the charity stripe here for the Boomers. So we missed 1 free throw so far this evening. Well, he won that gold medal last summer at the FIBA Asia Cup as they defeated the Philippines on their way to the championship in Saudi Arabia. Makes them both to a 17-point advantage. Chris Newsom left by himself here in the backcourt along with Dwight Ramos. That's the issue Gillis have had. Again, they go to Fajardo in the paint. Bannon trying to keep him at bay. Juma. Well, it's going to be a trip to the free throw line. I think Juma Fajardo may have been looking for that one a little bit early. That's a little push. That's a tough one, though. It's the game of basketball. It can be very physical, but in this case, it will be Juma Fajardo at the charity stripe. Well, he's featured for Gilas Pilipinas at every Basketball World Cup since 2014. When they went to Spain, then China, and then when they hosted. 12-time PBA champion, 9-time PBA most valuable player. The Kraken is regarded as the PBA GOAT. Now moving up to 4 points. Bryce Cotton getting in the lane. Cotton loses dribble, and that's going to be an unforced turnover. I think may have just tried to do a little too much that time. Like, so explosive. It might have been a little deflection from the reach from Dwight Ramos. Now, Philippines down by 15. Can try to get it down to single digits. That's going to be a plus for them. Newsom looking very uncomfortable. Bannon doesn't want to pick up another foul. Fajardo. Phillips going out to Kevin Kimball. He's made 2 threes. Can't get this one. And it's going to be another foul against Australia. Wow, incredible. Oh, who's this one on? I'd have to see the replay here. Well, here's the shot by Kimball. That's tough. That is tough indeed. I mean, was there holding from Josh Bannon? Maybe, but was there any sign of a push in the back? I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's Mikey Phillips just getting some words from head coach Tim Cone. Was hell of an assistant coaching staff there. Josh Reyes, John Wachiko, excuse me. As the Kraken makes the first free throw. Well, he's coached in many finals against Juma Fajardo. Now coaches him. Fajardo of San Miguel Bimman, Tim Cone of Ginebra. Arguably the 2 biggest names in the PBA. 19-point lead cut down to 13. Newsom trying to be physical with Bryce Cotton. Now Tyrese Proctor. Gets the defense on his back. Unable to finish. A big rebound from Ramos. Well, what's happened here? So things need to calm down now. You can see a little bit of chippiness. I think that's a frustration play by Tyrese Proctor. Smart move by Coach Capo and taking him to the bench. Needs to give him a little bit of a minute now. Didn't see what had transcended. Here's the missed shot. That's accidental. I don't think there's any intent in that whatsoever. This is good for the Philippines. Can try to build. Newsom again taking on primary point guard duties. In the backcourt with Dwight Ramos. Fajardo outside the perimeter. Now we're at 10. I want to go to Kim Bao. They have the size advantage. Kim Bao, little teardrop. It just doesn't get the right angle. Now here come the Boomers. One kicks out, one extra pass straight off the bench. Three is up, no good. Australia don't want to foul here. They don't want to keep sending Gilas to the charity stripe. They've also got to play with discipline. You see 15 three-point attempts already from the Boomers. Well, the crowd wants it. They want Juma to go to work. Juma, I think that might be fatigue settling in, but Newsom comes up with it. Mid-range, just doesn't get it. Good defense by Bryce Cotton. Now Australia just trying to reassert themselves. It's been a long time since they've scored. Cotton pulls up. He's got 13 points. And gets rejected by Mikey Phillips. Well, Phillips says, you might beat me on the offensive rebound, but it ain't happening. No second chance points. This is my house. I think Juma Fajardo is going to get much needed rest for the battle he's been doing. And look at the standing ovation he's getting from those Filipino fans. Quick three in the corner. That's way off the mark. Phillips gets another board. And he is definitely helping out the Philippines. Matthew Phillips. Another three goes flying. And another foul's going to be committed. Now, who is this on? Is this on Phillips or is this on Australia? There's a look at the three by Dwight Ramos. I think that might be on AJ Edu. Well, a timeout is going to be called by Australia. 3:45 to go. It's been a struggle of a second quarter for both teams. Philippines having trailed by as many as 19, but now have cut it down to 13 points. Let's go down and listen to what Coach Capoin has to say to his players.
Shoot that three and crash or get back. We're not doing that. So let's get the effort and energy up. We got Creaky screening for Bryce. Bryce come off it. Hit KP. Bryce go to the corner. KP act like you're handing it to him and then throw it to Creaky. Creaky downhill. Got that. You'll have Bryce. You'll have Swarker. This is Jack. This is McVeigh. We're good with that. Pick from Creaky. Set a good one. Press break first. Press break.
Win these last three, yo. Win the last three. Let's go.
I'm guessing the foul has been called against Australia because there's been no additional foul so far here for the Philippines, who do have one foul to give. So yeah, it's AJ Edu going to the free throw line. The Philippines, I think they're struggling in their offense. There's AJ Edu, a fantastic young man. What a great professional. Born in Cyprus, raised in the United Kingdom. Just played NCAA in Ohio as he makes a second one. Coming from a wonderful family. 12-point lead still here to the Boomers. The teams have converted 5 free throws. Now Philippines 1 through 5 switching, and Mitch Krieg. Oh no, it's going to be a foul. That's going to be Gilas' final team foul to give away. I'd say that's definitely the right decision. Well, Creek tried to fake the handoff. Question is, do you call that on Ramos or do you call that on Juan Gomez de Leano? So baseline possession here for the Boomers. Oh, that's going to be another turnover. And A.J. Edu putting his hands in the passing lanes. And Keanu Pinder, the time just fell asleep. Got to be aware. Well, neither team has shot spectacularly from the three-point line. Gilas only 2 out of 10, but a three-pointer would make it single digits. Still taking too much time to get in their offense. Deliano goes to his left. Finds Ramos. Well, someone's got to shoot it. Tamayo pump fakes. Has to improvise, and that's just a poor offense. Numbers now here for Australia. Cotton makes the pass. Creek goes in and converts this one. Oh, Gilas. Problem is when they turn it over, they miss. It just isn't the same fire to get back in the paint as there is with Australia. As Mitch Creek now going to 10 points. And that's an unnecessary foul. I mean, I know what Pinder's trying to do. He wants to come out aggressively hedge and disrupt Juan Gomez de Leano. But if you foul him now, you just send him to the free throw line. So it's free throws coming up for Juan Gomez de Leano. Plus Juan Gomez de Leano, after leaving the university system within the Philippines, tried his luck in Europe where he played in Lithuania very briefly. He went to play for the SK Seoul Knights in the Korean Basketball League, but he soon returned home to play in the Philippine Basketball Association. Comes from a family of elite basketball players. It's a wonderful family as well. Makes them both. Is that a Filipino fan wearing an Australia jersey? You've got to love it. You have to love that. Incredible. Live here in the beautiful city of Perth. Australia want to extend their lead. They've only scored 4 points. Angus Glover pulls up for 3. That's way too short. It goes out of bounds. But Mitch Creek, unfortunately, catches it in the accredited photography zone. I'm not sure Mitch Creek had the right accreditation. Australia will put on the full court pressure. They don't want to foul. Neither team wants to foul each other now with the last 2:26. Tamayo in the paint. Pulls up against Cotton. Can't get it. Well, Phillips battles for it. Goes out of bounds. And in the end, Edu throws it to Creek. And now here comes Australia. Cotton's been very quiet here in the second quarter. That's a kick out, but in the end, oh, nearly turns it over. Ramos just couldn't keep it under control. So 11 seconds remain on the shot clock now here for the Boomers. Tyrese Proctor will inbound this. Cotton gets that high screen. Now switched against Tamayo. Finds a little step back. 3 goes flying. It's way off the mark. And it's a foul in the process. Oh, he's so quick. So agile. So deceptive. I mean, I'm impressed how he quickly gets into a step back. But Kyle Tamayo tried to contest it. Quite clearly, enough contact to suffice a 3-point. Well, trip to the free throw line for 3 free throws. No problem at the charity stripe for Bryce Cotton. 3-time NBL champion, winning here with the Perth Wildcats. Spent 8 seasons playing with the Wildcats. That quite clearly tells you the former Providence University player, well, he's a local hero. 6-time NBL most valuable player, Bryce Cotton. But only 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. Back to a 14-point lead to the Boomers. As now we're under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. What can Gilas get from Deliano? He's got to get rid of it, but time is winding it down again for Ramos. Pulls up for a deep Hail Mary. And if those are the shots Philippines are going to build, this is going to be a long second half to come. There's just not enough movement. It's too static, too reliant on this triangle offense that Barangay never run in the PBA. Well, again, they both go to him and they finish. It's way too simple. Both Tamayo and Juan Gomez de Leano followed the handoff and a wide open layup for Mitch Creek. 20 points in the paint for Australia, and Tim Cohn's got to call timeout. Gilas now down by 16. Well, we're going to head to Gilas' bench to find out what the message is going to be from head coach Tim Cohn. As it stands, Philippines trailing by 16.
Your physicality more. All right. Same with RJ. Jumar back in for. Let's go. All right, let's put Jumar here, 4 across, right here. Try to get it in and try to get it down into Jumar right there, all right? Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, final 1 minute, 12 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Full court pressure being applied by Australia. They lead by 16. Final game of this window and of this first round of group play of the Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Newsom and Jumar Fajardo back in the lineup. And Phillips trying to get a seal off. Fajardo trying to bully his way in. Just can't finish. And it's good defense by the Boomers. And now here comes Australia. One kicks out. Find a 3 in the corner. 3 is up. That's going to be a push in the back and 2 free throws coming up for Jumar Fajardo. Australia defensively displayed a lot more discipline when they got into the penalty early. That's clear as daylight. Mitch Creek. Well, Mitch Creek does have 12 points and 4 rebounds. That's only his first personal foul. It's not a huge area of concern to him to be worried about. If Fajardo can make both these 2 free throws, if the Kraken can make both, could be a 2 for 1 for Gilas. Jumar Fajardo not quite accustomed to playing this amount of extensive minutes for the Philippines. Got 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for that matter. Now he's got 8 points. Cuts it down to 14. Well, Mitch Creek just walks into a 3. I'd say, considering the game he's had, the defense, they got away with that one because that's not acceptable. Cotton trying to be physical here against Newsom. Kim Bao. They go again to Fajardo. Fajardo turns around, just out of control. And now Australia can't have the final play. You know, this is going to be either pick and roll or isolation from Bryce Cotton. Cotton pulls up. He goes for it. Can't finish it. Fajardo's pulled to the ground. Well, Jumar Fajardo is waiting for a foul to be called. But at the end of the first half, it's Australia. The Boomers lead 41-27 against Gilas Pilipinas. Final game of this group in the first round of play of the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. Well, we're going to take a look at some of the key stats from this game, but so far the key area in which Australia have dominated has been points from turnovers. Well, they converted 13 points off of the Philippines' turnovers, and they have 20 points inside the paint. Gilas currently nearly as many second chance opportunity points as they have 7 against Australia's 9. That's 7 turnovers too many. Boomers currently with 2 players in double figures, Bryce Cotton and Mitch Creek. Juma Fajardo leading the way for Gilas. Time now to look at the key highlights from the first half. Well, here was Dwight Ramos in the paint. Went in for a little ISO. He just got the shooter's bounce on that play. This time, Chris Newsom having to play primary point guard duties. The Morocco Bolts backcourt player. Juma Fajardo again finding the baseline cut of Hokkaido Levenga's Dwight Ramos. And then Juan Gomez de Leano came into the lineup. That time forcing the switch, and Ramos kicking out here. 2 counts him out, but Australia forcing a tough shot, and they wasted no time to get the ball up the end of the floor. Well, Cotton this time finding Mitch Creek, and Creek so far 2nd leading scorer for the Boomers. You can see it's panic mode basketball for the Philippines. Just haven't found the fluidity in their offense. Australia smelling blood in the water. They have taken full advantage. Creek getting a handoff with Tyrese Proctor, and again both Tamayo and Juan Gomez de Leano following and chasing Proctor, and they forgot about Mitch as the Creek just opened up smoothly. Good play by the Cleveland Cavaliers guard, which has had his rookie season in the NBA after a successful stint with the Duke Blue Devils in the NCAA. Here's another look at that handoff. Gilas defense left exposed. Well, fans, that is the end of the first half. We'll be back for the second very shortly. Now they find Tominaga. Has to put it up. Front iron can't get it. Still time left here for Japan. Tominaga, 3. Arigato gozaimasu. Well, I'll ask you the question. What time is it?
Harris, long range, big attempt at 3 there. And there's the pass transition. Dunking the ball down big time.
Time winding down. Herman's forcing a turnover. Can Syria convert this one? McGill goes in around the defenders. Counted. It's going to be a 3-point play.
Gets a steal there. Gives it to Glover. Lobs it up. Slam down from Josh Bannon. Reached up to the roof for that one.
Nice play, India. And Farrar goes in, he's fouled. Well, that's absolutely, in that situation, you just give it to him.
Now a minute to sort it out. Right down the runway. And fouled on his flight path. Sergio Darwish with a dunk of epic proportions.
Into Gomez de Leano. Round the screen. He's going to pull for 3. He's got the space. He's tied the game with 11.9 seconds to go. New Zealand Cowboys for a timeout.
They want to take it. No, they're going to drive, and Gilblock gets the block.
it out. Here he is again. He couldn't, he did. Can you believe it? Gomez Miliano again with a three late in the fair to give his team a chance at the win. He tied the game for overtime in regulation.
Taipei can't attempt a three, but they don't. And he gets it up. Gadiaga gets it. They're going to try another three. Lynn Benson got it. He makes amends for the missed three from the corner. Unbelievable.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
Go attacks the closeout. Feet Bruno inside.
Fills it off.
Welcome back, basketball fans, live here in the city of Perth, Australia for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup Qualifiers. And currently, Philippines trail by 14 against Australia. Philippines at the moment, Kevin Kiambao, one of their key players, has 6 points. He hit 2 early three-pointers in the first quarter. And at the moment, well, those are the only threes that Gilas Pilipinas have indeed knocked down. Kiambao, formerly of De La Salle University, currently playing in the Korean Basketball League. He's been ever since leaving the UAP university system. He's been a huge fan favorite in the KBL, really coming into his own. He's one of the most elite players to ever come out of De La Salle. This time getting the assist from RJ Aberientos. Well, they're going to continue to need big moments now from Kevin Kiambao if they're going to try to get back in this game. While for Australia, all this scoring has been led by Bryce Cotton, coming off the bench for this team this evening and putting on a showcase. Bryce Cotton currently 5 out of 7 from the field. He's knocked down 3 out of 5 from the perimeter. Well, he's been on fire, but how many wide open looks is this man going to get from downtown? The 6-time Australian NBL most valuable player and 3-time NBL champion. Currently of the Adelaide 36ers, but the highlight of his NBL career came when he played here in Perth. He's definitely a huge fan favorite. It's such a quick release and I would say simply unguardable at times. Formerly in the NBA with the Utah Jazz, Phoenix Suns, and the Memphis Grizzlies before embarking forever on an international career. Now briefly, in between those NBA years, he did play in the Chinese Basketball Association where he was with the Xinjiang Flying Tigers. Well, you can see right now, this caused Gilas Pilipinas a lot of issues. Well, it's been a terrific atmosphere. Sellout crowd tonight at the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. Many Filipino basketball fans coming into the building. Well, they definitely love their basketball here in Australia. I think when we break down the real deep advanced stats in this game, I think the issue is we saw 7 turnovers committed, 1 too many by Gilas Pilipinas. And where Australia have been so methodical is that they've converted 7 of those turnovers into 13 fast break points. And that's 1 too many if you ask me. Well, 6 fast break points in total here for Australia. 13 points from the turnovers, and there is one legend, 3-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls, Mr. Luke Longley, is in the building. You can already see Gilas fans, many of them rocking up to get a selfie with Luke Longley. Well, in terms of the rebounding side, both teams have done a very good job of putting in second chance points. Australia have 9, Gilas have 7. The points in the paint, that has been an area of dominance tonight for Australia. 20 points total inside the paint. Look at the points leaders at the moment. Bryce Cotton currently with 15. Mitch Creek, the only other player for Australia in double figures. Still a whole half of basketball to play. But if the Philippines want to get back into this, well, number one, they've got to minimize the turnovers. Number two, they've got to get back in transition defense. And number three, finally, they've got to build something different in their offense. Very static, not a lot of movements. It's Bryce Cotton and Keanu Pinder re-entering the court here from the halftime talk. Pinder currently 1 out of 2 from the field. Australia do have 5 turnovers, but it's not too much of a sign of concern for them. But 15 points in 11 minutes for Bryce Cotton. I mean, that is as efficient as an elite pro player you're going to find in the international game. Well, the only player that hasn't seen playtime at the moment is David Okwara. But that could change. Rain Smith, only 1 minute, 34 seconds. So I'd imagine a lot of players are going to get a bit of run here in the second half if they continue to keep this lead ahead of the Philippines. It's been an outstanding, phenomenal window 3. All roads ending in Doha 2027 in Qatar for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup. The question is, who's going to be there? And in this group specifically, this Group A has been, I'd say, the group of death. You've got the Philippines, New Zealand, Australia, and Guam. Top 3 in all group, and each groups, will go to round 2 for windows 4, 5, and 6 to find out who will book their tickets to go to Doha, Qatar in the summer 2027. But you have to remember the results that you attain in windows 1, 2, and 3 in the first round. Well, they'll also come into play as all victories and defeats will be accumulated to find out who has the best record and who will go to the Basketball World Cup. That's a whole nother half to play. Australia had a very frustrating beginning to the second quarter. Probably if they had turned that around, this could be a 20, maybe a 30-plus point lead. But the Philippines, led by Juma Fajardo. There's the Kraken right now. You can see not used to it. And here come the Philippines now coming out of the changing room. They've got to find some form of inspiration, something to kickstart their offense back into play. Many fans living locally here in Australia have come to Perth, Australia to see this game. They came so close in overtime against New Zealand. Well, Mikey Phillips, I feel, has done a great job in terms of the rebounding. He's prevented a lot of more offensive rebounds we could have seen for Australia. Can they get something a little bit more? But as you saw, Chris Newsom had to come in and play primary point guard duties. This former Ateneo University player played 1 season before being drafted by the Morocco Bolts in 2015. Fajardo's only played 10 minutes, 59 seconds. 6 out of 6 from the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 2 points away from a double-double. And the Kraken also has 2 assists. But, well, there's Justin Baltazar, because he came onto the scene in the summer of 2021 when we had the Clock City bubble in the 2022 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Because they had those 2 big wins against Korea, where Shea Belangel hit the infamous bangboard 3-pointer. Then they went to the FIBA OQT that same summer to try and qualify for the Tokyo Olympics and came very close to defeating Serbia. Well, there are the Dwight Ramos fans. There's Ramos wearing his green jersey. And download, use that QR code to scan and download the official FIBA World Cup qualifying app. Customize your experience. Follow all your favorite teams and players right up from the qualifiers till we go to Doha 2027. You can download it on your smartphone, your tablet, or your Android. The FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifying app. Download it today. Well, the only words you can think of when you see that beautiful flag, Laban Pilipinas and Puso. But will they get any of that here in the second half? Down by 14. Some of those Gilas jerseys go back to 2014 Basketball World Cup. I mean, that's incredible. Well, the Kraken is going to begin the second half as the starting center. So I'd imagine Probably Mikey Phillips is the power forward, so they will have AJ Edu coming off the bench. Welcome back, everybody. Live here at the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. Second half between Australia and the Philippines. Australia quickly get inside the paint. They'll start with an early three. And that's another offensive rebound. 10 offensive boards. Mikey Phillips now comes up with his 9th rebound as he prevents another one. Ajay Barrientos in the backcourt with Dwight Ramos. Kevin Kiambao. Ramos just turns it over. Make that now 8 turnovers for the Philippines. Australia go for another 3. They come up with another offensive board. Now that's 11. And I'm sure that's what Tim Cone addressed to his players. Alexander Condon, Mitch Creek, McVeigh, Proctor, Armstrong, as they go straight to the buckets. Well, great take by Tyrese Proctor of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Barrientos got to get it over the halfway line. That's another turnover. That's an 8-second violation. I think Tim Cone's seen enough. He's going to bring in Juan Gomez de Leano. I think the problem is Ajay Barrientos trying to walk his way up the court. You just got to get it and go. It's now 9 turnovers. Little curl screen action. Alexander Condon just fumbles it. Goes to step to it. It's way too easy inside the paint. I think Jomar Fajardo, the fatigue. Really playing this amount of basketball. Alexander Condon, currently the center of excellence in Australia. The Basketball Academy. He's only 20, well, he's only just turned 22. Ramos penetrates. Finds Phillips, who throws it down. And big time Magandangabi. Well, they needed that one. That's only a second field goal. 9 rebounds, 4 points to Mikey Phillips. Good defense by Phillips. Now Phillips wants to run. But Dilianu comes up with it. And that's a 4-0 run for Gilas. So cut it back down to 14. Proctor finds a bit of separation. And he says, Cleveland, that is for you. That's one way to silence a comeback. You got to get it and go. Don't waste any time. Just get it up the floor. I think they're going to throw it away. It's 12 turnovers. They'll go for another 3. And Australia makes them pay. And it goes back to what I said. Against this style of basketball, Gilas, they don't have an LA Tenorio. They don't have a Jimmy Alapag or a Jason Castro. The backcourt, they've got to take care of the basketball. It's great defense from Australia. Let's head down to find out what Tim Cone's got to say.
Trusting you to take care of the ball. How do you expect them to win if our guard can't handle the ball? Get some pressure. Hey, damn it. Got the ball at past half court, only 1, and we still got the ball now. We can't get the ball down in here to Jumar because we're still playing out here and making turnovers.
Well, I think the message is quite deliberate from Coach Tim Cone. We can't get the ball to Jumar because the backcourt in Magandangabi. Big time dunk from Mikey Phillips. They trail by 20. Well, he's made a change. So Chris Newsom is now back in the game. So may have just got away with a push-off there against Taron Armstrong. Newsom dealing with the pressure. Now they find Jumar. That's going to be a foul against Taron Armstrong. Well, I think Taron Armstrong's just got to walk away. There's no need for it. Just walk away. There's no need for this. I think you saw Chris Newsom wasn't really interested either. Well, Armstrong, of course, with all respect, sure he's frustrated because he feels like a push-off went missing down the other end, which is totally understandable. But just walk away. There's no need for it. He's having too good a game. He's too good a player for this. Keyless got to get it in bounds. Nobody moving. Only find Fajardo. Juma. That's a mid-range against Condon. Can't get it. Keyless can't come up with anything. Here comes Australia. Tyrese Proctor. Taking back out to Taron Armstrong. Now they find Mitch Creek on a handoff. Aussies have it still with 10. Condon pump fakes, and here we go. Goes in, can't finish. Don't go out of bounds and remain Australia ball at 4.6. I thought Alexander Condon was going to try to take everybody and put him on a FIBA World Cup highlight. Still they have time here. Armstrong will inbound this. Nice little pump fake, finds separation. Phillips comes up with his 10th rebound. He's having a good game. He's playing with the Pousseau at the moment. I'm not sure what's happened here. I think another foul is going to be called against Australia, I think, maybe. Well, Alex Glover, Bryce Cotton getting ready to come back into the game. Glover so far only 1 out of 4 from the field, but he's had some very good looks from the perimeter. So double change. Taron Armstrong is going to leave the game, as well as Jack McVeigh. Let's get it inbound, finding Ramos. Whoever keeps it in front of it. Doesn't want to lose sight. He still has it. Pulls up inside the key. Nothing going. Good rebound by Proctor. And now a foul. Well, things have to calm down. Things need to settle down. There's no need for this whatsoever. And you can understand. Australia playing some great basketball. And you got to credit the leadership there by Australia's leaders, Alex Glover. Also from Mitch Creek. Going to the younger players. Hey, we don't need this. And that's great leadership from their players. And look, players like Taron Armstrong, as well as Alexander Condon, they're going to be great players one day. And this is a great learning lesson for them. I mean, same thing, Mikey Phillips, walk away. No need for it. Go to your benches. Let's play basketball. Takaki Kato, our lead referee, is one of the best in the world, was at the Paris Olympics, also at the Basketball World Cup. It's going to go to the monitor to see if any further action needs to take place. There's our Barangay Ginebra fan in the back gets a good look. Now let's have a look here. Watch Alexander go. Now, you can understand. Total frustration. That's going to be a foul on Kevin Kimball. For sure, I imagine they're going to penalize that at some point. But I will reiterate, big shout out to Mitch Creek, Alex Glover, quickly going and taking care of the young Alexander Condon just to keep things under control. Australia played some great basketball tonight. They're 19 out of 49 from the field. Because 29 rebounds. They've been outstanding. Definitely a moment of frustration there, which is totally understandable. Like I said, the officials now will have a review of this to find out if that's going to be a foul, regular foul, maybe an upgrade. And the same goes for the Philippines. Just keep playing, keep battling. You're going to the next round. So great work by our officiating crew. The foul is going to be called on Kevin Kimball. Still a 20-point lead to the Boomers. 6:26 remaining here in the third quarter. Well, Mitch Krieg left wide open. Cotton gets this one top. Defended by Chris Newsom. Losing his balance, but keeps alive. Free quick catch and shoot goes for three. Oh, tough as nails work by Alexander Cotton. Got to go up with it and rewards himself with 2 free throws. And that right there is the tough as nails mentality. I mean, he had no chance to get in that board, but he battled. And that's a case of he just wanted it a little bit more. Good work by the young player. Well, he's going to get a few boos from the crowd, no doubt. But booing it for the effort. Maybe some ironic cheers, of course, but hey, young fella, you keep winning offensive rebounds like that, you are going to be a man in demand in the future. He's got a bright career ahead of him. Second one good, extending it out to a 21-point Australian lead. So far in the third quarter, it's been the inability to get the ball up the half, let alone getting into a good offense. Well, good defense again by Glover. Glover diving. Newsom keeps it alive, and now Philippines have a player up. Phillips down the middle, goes in. Oh, baby! Hayab Panis Uwina. Mikey Phillips, welcome to FIBA International Basketball. Bryce Cotton pulls up and sinks it. Bryce Cotton at the moment has been cooking this evening, as now he moves up to 18 points. That's going to be a traveling violation. Good call by the official. And it's the pressure defense from the Boomers. That is the true identity of the Australian national men's team. Australia 7 steals, 20 points in the turnovers. Good hands by Dwight Ramos. That one bounces out of bounds, so we'll go back to Australia. Well, Tyrese Proctor, he'll go to the bench. So checking back into the game will indeed be Wani Swaka Lobuluk. Because as I mentioned, played in the FIBA Intercontinental Cup in Singapore in 2024 for the Illawarra Hawks. Now goes down the middle. Glover goes to his left. Nice little kick out. Keanu Pinta goes baseline. Doesn't get it. Phillips tries to come with a rebound. Ramos has it. Still here, you look at the structure of Gillis' offense. They just take too much time to get into it. Nice take by AJ Edu. Double team comes down. Well, Ramos stepped through for a three, can't get it. Phillips tries to battle, but Australia come up with it. Cotton weighs up his options. Pinda goes in, tries to play bully basketball. Good defense by Newsom. And right now, Mikey Phillips really is playing with the Pousseau. He's sending a message. I want to be in this team for the long run. Diving on the ground, giving everything at the moment. Well, Justin Baltazar returning to Gilas duties. I feel like it's been a long time since we have seen him wear the Gilas Pilipinas national team jersey. This after playing in the 2021 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Then he went and played in the Japanese B-League with the Hiroshima Dragonflies, but left only to return back to Gilas. Long-awaited return of Justin Baltazar. Glover pulls up, deep three. Not going to get it. Big offensive rebound. Cotton's got 18. Rebound falling into the hands of Dwight Ramos. Kiambao hasn't scored since the first quarter, and that moves him up to 8 points. They've missed that. They've missed that activity. the ability to get inside Australia's paints. It's now Glover. Going down low to Bannon. He's got a mismatch here against Ramos. 10 here on the shot clock. Philippines only have one foul to give. Bannon. This was a tough fadeaway. Outside unable to get the rebound. Newsom comes up with it. What can Gillis build here? And it's just a unforced turnover. A sloppy pass. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, I think that sums up Gillis's day. Just one too many turnovers. So they're going with a smaller backcourt as RJ Barrientos. And Juan Gomez de Leano will come back in the game. It's now 12 turnovers for the Philippines. Nice kick out, finds Glover in the corner. That's another foul on a three-pointer. Well, hopefully Juan Gomez de Leano is okay. Not quite sure what happened here. Well, that's a sign of concern for sure. Well, hopefully Juan Gomez de Leano is okay again. I'd have to see the replay, but he tried to make a closeout to when Alex Glover received the ball in the corner for the three-pointer. Now, because Alex Glover is going to the free throw line for 3 shots. So I'm just imagining did Juan Gomez de Leano land awkwardly. He's up on his feet. That's positive. Was it impact on the shin? Was it ankle? Because Glover goes over to see if he's okay, and he's definitely going to have to leave the game. So I wonder if Chris Newsom will come back in. Let's have a look here. It's a foul, no doubt. That's clear as daylight. Been some tough imps. So going with a big lineup as Carl Tamayo is back in. So no Ramos, no Newsom, or de Leano on the floor. So that would mean Kim Bao is going to be the shooting guy. Glover makes the first free throw. Second one also good. So Australia tonight have only missed 4 free throws. They're currently 10 out of 14 from the charity stripe. Oh, just missed it. Bannon nearly came up with a rebound. That's going back to Australia. And Gilas so far have given away 15 offensive rebounds. Both teams the same amount of rebounds, 33 apiece. But the Boomers, they've been a nightmare. Cotton kicks out. Kiato Pinda, 3. And another one. 16 offensive boards. Pinda in the paint. Trying to do a throwdown, but AJ Edu said not in my house. And now here comes Edu. This shot finds Justin Baltazar. Tamayo pulls up, paint. Just can't get it. But AJ Edu battles. Baltazar keeps alive. He was still down by 22. Tamayo trying to go for a post-up. A lot of contact, goes in and finishes under intense pressure. Well, they've just been waiting for that moment from Carl Tamayo. But again, how easy is it? Into battles for it. Goes out of bounds. But I'm going back to that offense. You see right there, Bryce Cotton just too conveniently comes off a screen and walks into a dribble pull-up. A lot of questions are going to be asked about the Gilas' defense at the end of this game. Tyrese Proctor back in along with Taron Armstrong. RJ Barrientos, nephew of the great Johnny Barrientos, one of the greatest players in PBA history. Right now, Ajay just trying to deal with the pressure from Armstrong. Time winding down. Tamayo's got to put up a prayer. It's just not a good offense. The ball stays way too long in the hands of Ajay Abedientos, and here come the Aussies. Leading by 20 points. And it's going to be a foul on the ground, but it will send Tyrese Proctor to the free throw line. Well, Proctor makes the first free throw. Well, he's probably seen in many games his player being on the other bench with the Washington Wizards whenever they played against the Cleveland Cavaliers this season. Makes them both. The problem Gilas Filipinas are going to face going into the second round is they only have 2 victories. He's got to get the ball up the floor. Gets caught a double team. Another turnover, good defense. Armstrong's got it, and he'll convert this one. And it's what Tim Cohn said in the timeout. His backcourt players just can't handle the pressure. Now Tamayo's got to help bring the ball up the floor. Tamayo being a pressure reliever. Still the ball is in the hands of Tamayo. Baltazar comes up with it. Pulls up from 15. It's all becoming a free-for-all at the moment. Tamayo pump fakes. He'll pull up. Proctor comes up with a rebound. Now pushing. Doesn't have the numbers. He goes up with it. He gets fouled. And goes into the baseline. I think Tim Cohn right now is just trying to find anybody that can be the floor general. Someone that can just take responsibility into their own hands. Because he just hasn't had that from his point guards tonight. And this has been perfect for Australia because, you know, they have 8 steals collectively. Philippines they've only turned it over 13 times. Australia have turned it over, comparatively, 3 times. Proctor makes them both. He now has 9 points this evening. He's 4 out of 4 from the free throw line, Tyrese Proctor. It's only going to be the second team foul against Australia here in the third quarter. And it's on Taron Armstrong. It's going to be his... That's only going to be his second personal foul. Oh, correction, that's his third foul. Depth not an issue, though, here for the Boomers. There's Coach Adam Capo, and very wary of that. Baltazar has a 3 in the corner. It's up. On target. Can't come up with his own rebound. Great work in the end by Ryan Smith. Just preventing that offensive rebound to the Philippines. Australia just want to space the floor. Bannon in the paint. Goes up. Gets rejected by Baltazar. Still keeps it. And in the end, that's going to be a turnover. So with 22.3 left, Gilas can have the final shot. Now Tim Cohn is going to make a change. Mikey Phillips is going to come back in the lineup. Keanu Pinder's coming back in here for the Boomers, as well as Wani Swaka Lobuluk. It's only the 4th turnover tonight. You can see from the stats from Australia. My word, did they do a great job of just taking care of the basketball. Ramos waiting for a screen. Nobody coming to set one. Phillips. Little slip screen. Ramos penetrates. Phillips puts up a prayer 3. And he came up with his own rebound, and that has been a very tough third quarter for Gilas Filipinas. currently trailing by 26 points to Australia, 63-37. Now we head into the fourth and final 10. Live here in Perth, Australia, the final game of this group stage in this window of first round of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Well, Philippines have only missed one free throw. Australia, 7 3-pointers. Because quite a few of them converted in the first half, but neither team really connecting from downtown. They have missed 5 free throws, but 48% from within inside the rainbow. It's all been about defense from Australia. Just suffocating man-to-man pressure, but Tyrese Proctor, 9 points, one away from becoming the third player in double figures for the Boomers. And there was the sweep back to the basket post move by Alexander Condon, his only field goal tonight. Dwight Ramos finding Mikey Phillips, got 2 big dunks tonight. Phillips currently 4 points away from a double-double this evening for Gillis. Well, here was the dunk in transition. It was the layup by Juan Gomez de Leano, excuse me. And that was the three-pointer, beautifully iced away by Tyrese Proctor. It was Taron Armstrong. That time giving it up and finding Jack McVay wide open. Gillis really struggled to deal with this pressure tonight, but that was Mikey Phillips' one-handed jam again. And there's that imperious defense. Suffocating, formidable, unbreakable by Coach Kaplan's players. Well, fans, make sure you scan that QR code to get the access login to Courtside 1891. Watch live streams, extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and much more. Courtside 1891. Well, no Justin Brownlee this evening, because he even had to play through an injury against New Zealand the other night. Well, Mikey Phillips is going to return again here for the fourth and final quarter. He needs something very big here. Welcome back, everybody. Live here in Perth, Australia, the Basketball World Cup qualifiers. Final quarter of the first round of windows. Australia, New Zealand, and the Philippines all going to the second round. Kim Bao. Really turn it over as Justin Baltazar comes up with it. Phillips, nice twist. He gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. It's a good move by Mikey Phillips. He grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Filipino mother, American father, also speaks Tagalog. He went to Creekside High School in St. Johns County, Florida. He's 3-time PBA D-League champion. Second free throw, no good. Well, Taron Armstrong, Alex Glover, currently all on the floor at the moment here. Angus Glover, excuse me. Alexander Condon, Mitch Creek, as well as Wani Swaka Lobaluk on the floor at the moment now for Australia. Quick little jump hook. Phillips comes up with another rebound. Ramos has had to play a lot of primary guard duties this evening for the Philippines. And that's going to be a fourth foul against Taron Armstrong. So baseline possession coming up to the Philippines. Jumar Fajardo getting ready to check back in for Gilas. It's been a long awaited return. 5 years since we've seen Justin Baltazar play for the Philippines. Kim Bao. Another foul. Well, that's on Armstrong. That's going to be foul number 5. He's out of here. There's just no need to reach. You've already got 4 fouls. And he's going to the United Arab Emirates next season to play for some team. But he's out of here. He'll be a great player, that's for sure. Juma in the paint. Nice little dish off that time, finding Ramos, who's able to finish. That time cutting it down to a 24-point deficit. Only the second field goal tonight for Dwight Ramos. Angus Glover going back door. There's that Spain stack pick and roll. Three is good. And anytime the Boomers have come off full screens, there's enough space for a three-pointer to even land a plane. It's just so wide open. 12 points this evening for Tyrese Proctor. What a game from the Cavalier. Another turnover. Numbers now here for the Boomers. And now convert the turnover into fast break points, extending it to a 29-point advantage. 15 fast break points now here for Australia. Juma being bumped by Alexander Condon. Nobody getting open here for Juma Fajardo. Nice penetration by Ramos. Goes in. Gets rejected by Mitch Creek. But Creek threw it away. Oh, big Mitch Creek. Kim Bow will go to the bench. Over 2 minutes played here in the fourth quarter. Final game for these two teams in the first round of windows. Some finds a bit of separation, and that's not going to go. It's going to be a foul in transition against Chris Newsom. Australia will patiently walk the ball up. No need for them to rush anything. Angus Glover. Newsom tries to chase him. That's much better defense that time. Trying to contest the three-pointer. We got 3 seconds to get the ball up the floor. Double team comes over. It looks like Gilas. That's a worrying sign for Mikey Phillips. Oh, Phillips. Not sure what happened here. May have just landed awkwardly. Well, hopefully he's going to be okay. It's now the second player to go down. We already saw Juan Gomez de Leano go down. We can't decide to bring. He's got options off the bench, but, you know, I'd say Mikey Phillips has been their best player tonight. So it appears A.J. Edu is going to have to come into the game. So a big lineup now with A.J. Edu and Juma Fajardo. Well, what a game Mikey Phillips has had. You definitely know he's going to be a part of the national team program for a very long time. 6 points, 12 rebounds. So has one steal tonight. See what the Philippines are able to muster in this last 7:15. It has been a very tough game since midway through the first quarter. I mean, Australia, they've just been a level ahead. That's as simple as that. It's the only way you could say it. So now down the middle. Nice little Euro step, dribbling into traffic and turns it over. But Ramos gets it back. Got a wide open Carl Tamayo. Gets set. Three is up. Just won't go. The foul is going to be called against Dwight Ramos. Still a lot of time here, but Australia, they have a very big lead. It looks very much inevitable that they could stay undefeated in the first round, which will only further improve their chances to get, qualify for Doha as early as possible. Because as I said, the results that you attain in the first 3 windows, they carry on into the second round in windows 4, 5, and 6. And the Philippines at the moment, Only with those 2 wins against Guam. Proctor quickly goes to his left. Inside the lane, it finishes under intense pressure. Well, what a take by Tyrese Proctor. Gilas is trying to build something. Still under 40 points, almost halfway here in the 4th quarter. Juma finds Newsom. Ramos steps into a 3 and he gets rejected. Good defense by Alexander Condon. Australia have numbers. Mitch Creek fakes it, and he'll go to the free throw line. It was a nice little Euro step action there from Mitch Creek. I think Carl Tamayo may have just knocked him on the head, but Bryce Cotton coming back into the game. Well, Creek missed the first free throw. Coach Adam Caporn, along with assistant coach Dean Vickerman. It's a hell of a coaching staff, I tell you. It's exciting times next season for the assistant coach Dean Vickerman as he'll go to the B League. New team for him, new experience. But how often do you go into a job where you're coaching the then defending champions of that league, Nagasaki Velka? Big advantage now here for Australia. Total control of this one. And Ramos keeps this one alive. Time winding down. Ramos pump fakes. Steps into a 3. It's up. And he's able to knock this one down. Well, they definitely needed that one earlier on in the game. It's Tyrese Proctor. That's the big fella, Alexander Condon. It's his first 3-point attempt this evening. And we want to go back to Juma. Nice little handoff. Again, it's another turnover. Kiambao just wasn't ready for it. Right idea, though. Well, it was actually Troy Rosario, excuse me. Nice 3 from Dwight Ramos. Really want to keep putting points on the board. McVeigh wide open. Almost halfway left. Like I say, both these 2 teams will be in the second round. Gilas have only converted 3 3-pointers tonight. Ramos dribbles into another 3. He goes in and out. Good look for Dwight Ramos, though. This just hasn't had enough good looks from the 3-point line in this game. Now Cotton trying to put on the moves. Finds Tyrese Proctor, slice the defense and lays this one up. Well, what a game he's had tonight. Huge impact. 16 points for Tyrese Proctor. Rosario looking for Juma Fajardo. Fajardo goes too short, finds AJ Edu. Well, I'm guessing that was a shot, not an alley-oop. Either way, Edu gets the points as Condon tries to elevate for it. But it goes out of bounds with 4:19 left. Well, Alexander Condon will go to the bench. 8 rebounds tonight for the young man with 3 points. 1 field goal, 1 free throw. The shot goes flying. Fajardo fights for it, but in the end, Keanu Pin is just able to prevent him from the offensive board. Cotton goes for 3. There's a sharp pull in the back, so that's going to be a foul on the ground. It's just so relentless, though, Australia. How do you prevent this team from getting offensive boards? Well, they've won the rebound count 46-42 with 18 offensive rebounds. As both RJ Abedientos and Juan Gomez de Liano back in the lineup. So Kim Bao, along with Troy Rosario, go to the bench. Proctor goes for a quick three. It's actually Kyle Tamao. So Troy Rosario is still on the floor, excuse me. Another turnover here for Gilas. That's number 17. Another three. Another offensive board. And that just personifies how this game has gone tonight. And Tim Cone is infuriated. Left speechless. And he is going to call timeout. Because even to the Barangay Ginebra coach, that's not acceptable. Well, you look at those stats right there. It's a very telling story, but I think two stats are going to come into mind, or many actually. The 20 offensive rebounds, the 16 turnovers committed by Gilas Filipinas, but the conversion in which Australia have taken those 16 turnovers and had 28 points. Gilas tonight, only 4 fast break points, 18 tonight for Australia. In the second round, they're going to have to pick up a lot of wins. They'll have 2 games in each window, 6 games in total to try and book their tickets to the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Doha, Qatar 2027. 3:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Philippines right now down by 31. Only turnover again. Australia get it back, and Bannon will just lay it up. I think Tim Cone right now is left speechless. There's no spacing, and we're able to break down this full court pressure. I think Australia just going to calm down, but so far the Aussies winning this quarter 14-7. Deliano switched up, defended by Bannon. He'll step back for 3. The rebound collected by the Aussies. Now they want to run. Well, they have set the market tonight. That's for sure. They've set the tempo right from the get-go as Smith knocks it down. That's now their 9th three-pointer. And that's his first field goal tonight. Well, AJ top of the key will go in for a little teardrop. Yeah, they just haven't found ways to get AJ more involved. There's not been enough activity on the offensive end. Not enough ball screens. Not enough making the Australian defenders switch. Cotton's been on fire tonight and remains on fire. Right in the face of RJ Abedientos. He's got 21. 37-point lead. 5th three of the night for Bryce Cotton. That who keeps us alive. Now Abedientos will try a 3. Another rebound by Pinda. Cotton's got 21. Not going to get 24. A foul is going to be called against Troy Rosario, I believe. So this will send. Or is it on Bannon? There's the 3. I think that might be on Bannon. Oh, no, it's on Rosario locking up the arms, clearly. Double change coming in for the Boomers. So subbing in for the first time, David Okwara for the first time this evening. And Angus Glover also coming back into the lineup. 21 points tonight from that man. Incredible performance from Bryce Cotton. 5 out of 9 from the three-point line. As Josh Bannon, 10 points this evening. 4 out of 5 from the charity stripe. Not going to make this one. Second one good. 38-point lead to the Boomers. 2:01 left here in the fourth quarter. He's have to get it inbound. It's going to be another turnover. Turnover number 18. Glover, 3. Is that who comes up with it? Barrientos will try to salvage anything because he goes off the bank. Glover now coming up with another big board. It's the 52nd rebound tonight. Down the middle, Pinder will lay this one up. And now it is a 40-point advantage to Australia. Well, they've been magnificent. Too dominant. Simply too great tonight. I think the Gilas' issues come in many areas, but I think most notably, as we heard in that timeout from head coach Tim Cohn, saying to both his backcourt players, Juan Gomez de Leano and Ajay Barrientos, we are expecting you to deal with the full court pressure. You've got to handle a little bit of pressure defense. 18 turnovers too many. Barrientos finds Juan Gomez de Leano. Ajay. And it will try a 3. I think that took a deflection off Bannon and goes out of bounds. So Gilas get it back on the baseline with 3.3 remaining on the shot clock. Ajay goes for a step back. That 3's up. Edu fights for it, but in the end, falling into the hands of David Okwara. Still a minute left. Pinder gets the bump, goes in, counted! Are you kidding me? Well, what a take by KP under intense pressure. Well, the man who played last season in Japan for the Akita Northern Happy Nets. Too big, too strong, simply just too good by Keanu Pinder. And nothing fazed him. No reaction as he converts a three-point play. Well, he's almost averaged a double-double in the 3 games he's already played here in the qualifiers. A tough-as-nails move. Juma Fajardo had to play point guard duties. It's an 8-second violation. That's 19 turnovers. That's unfortunate. Sideline possession coming up to Australia. Trying to go for the alley-oop, but this time passed by Smith. Trying to find David Quera. And Philippines, well, they'll be waiting to see who they'll match up with in the second round. Like I said, next 3 windows. Juan Gomez de Leano with a step back, and that 3-point is knocked down. It's all a consolation, just a little too late at this stage. With the next opponents, 3 windows left, 6 games. Australia's in great position to qualify early. Quera wide open corner, and good night to the city of Perth. The icing on the cake. What a huge 3. A 43-point lead to Australia. Incredible performance. Australia tonight, outstanding. They indeed will finish round 1 at the end of the 3rd window undefeated as they defeat Gilas Pilipinas 92-49. An outstanding display of basketball excellence. And the final 3 from David Quera. Well, that 3-pointer made sure that every single Australian player put points on the board tonight. All the way from Taron Armstrong to Mitch Creek, every player had points. Everybody at least had 1 field goal. Justin Brownlee tonight really did hurt the Philippines. And after the Philippines nearly winning against New Zealand in overtime, unfortunately, just nowhere near the standard to be able to compete here with Australia. But what an outstanding atmosphere tonight here at the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. Many Filipino fans coming here, making this an outstanding atmosphere. Mitch Creek, leader of this team, having some final words with his teammates. Australia, 26% from the three-point line, 11 three-pointers converted, missing 7 free throws, and 21 out of 37 from within inside the rainbow. Australia had 53 rebounds, 21 of them were offensive, 22 assists, led by that Matt Garden, who had 21. He was outstanding, 5 out of 9 from the three-point line, and Tyrese Proctor chipped in 16. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights very, very soon. An outstanding performance for the Boomers, led by their leader, the man who was unstoppable. Well, it's all over here. Very soon we are going to look at the highlights. Great atmosphere. This became the same story for Gilas Filipinas. Turnover after turnover. Unfortunately, they just didn't have that floor general, that backcourt player. Well, Tyrese Proctor, I mean, cases like this, how easy was it for Tyrese Proctor to come off a screen and, walk right into a dribble pull-up? I mean, Juma, he thinks there's going to be a recovery from Dwight Ramos, but here's where they were effective. They scored 30 points off of the 19 Gilas Filipinas turnovers. That's monumental. That's incredible. Every turnover they forced, and here was Dwight Ramos. Time kicking out to Troy Rosario, and he gets it back. Now, here was his 1 of 2 three-pointers he hit knocked down here in the fourth quarter. Just came too little, too late here for Gilas. And Proctor again. Offensive rebounding. Well, it was actually Gilas, but Gilas turning it right back over. Bannon with the defense. And McVeigh also missing, but right there. So many offensive boards this evening. Well, they converted 11 three-pointers. That was Smith. Outstanding excellence displayed by the Boomers tonight. If that wasn't enough, well, Cotton had to get one final one. There was the 1 three-pointer from Juan Gomez de Leano. Well, Australia topped the group undefeated. Outstanding play from them here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers of Group A. Followed up by New Zealand. Their only 2 defeats came against Australia. And the Philippines' 2 wins against Guam sees them also go to round 2. Well, fans, second round of the Basketball World Cup qualifiers, window 4, will be coming up later at the end of the summer. We'd like to thank you for joining us live here in Perth, Australia. But for now, it's goodbye, and we'll see you soon.